I need to talk briefly about voting because one of the most important things in the world right now is that we need people to vote. Not only in the United States, but everywhere. But let's talk about the United States. I see this black pilling about voting. Black pilling is being pessimist, like your vote doesn't count. I'm going to go directly to criticize, by name, Marjorie Taylor Greene for saying that it doesn't matter if you vote. That your vote counts as nothing. That doesn't count. That is useless to vote. I think that she's really irresponsible for saying that. I think she's just looking for attention. I criticize her openly. She has thrown the mask as a narcissist. This is not the way. We need to understand the single way for change is voting. There's no other way around it. Because of course, you say, "Oh, voting does nothing. Do you have any options?" She gives no options because that is very convenient, right? But voting in the United States needs to come from the paper ballots. Remember to get rid of the machines. And of course, voter ID, and especially if possible, same-day voting. But the voting ID, just the voting ID, will solve so many problems. And you know that these Democrats say that, okay, yeah, we should not, we can't approve the voting ID because that is racist. That there's a Chuck Schumer here announced that he will force an extended government shutdown if the SAVE Act, the requiring proof of citizenship to vote, comes to the Senate. Democrats know they will never win an election again if only citizens vote, and they want anyone in the United States, even illegals, to vote. We know that.
Short of workers, we have a population that is not reproducing it on its own with the same level that it used to. The only way we're going to have a great future in America is if we welcome and embrace immigrants, the dreamers, and all of them. Because our ultimate goal is to help the dreamers, but get a path to citizenship for all 11 million or however many undocumented there are here.
Yeah, you know, that is the plan. But the plan is that, no, voter ID is racist. But you know what? Let's see the numbers here.
Take a look here. Favorite photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country.
At all.
Photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote. So
it's common sense. You see that this is an 80-20 issue. 80% of the population, you see that here you have it. 80% of the population agrees they need voter ID. Voter ID should be mandatory on a federal level. Every single state has to put this out there. This has to happen. So again, there was this clip here, a longer clip that was about the SAVE Act and voter ID.
3 weeks, there has been a lot of news under the surface about the SAVE Act. This is a bill to safeguard our elections and require proof of U.S. citizenship before voting, among other provisions. Now, our conversation on this started with Scott Presler, who has been calling on Senate Majority Leader John Thune to allow a vote every day since January 1st. Earlier this month, Scott joined me here to make his case.
The American people demand Senate Majority Leader John Thune bring a vote on the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act.
Scott Presler is a real one. That guy is a legend. And again, this is something that we need to push. And why would I care? Because this is the world. Because you know that everything hinges around the United States. This is a fact. If we let the demons again, the demon rats again, into the White House, who knows what's going to happen? You will not be. There will be no way to get rid of them. And the midterms are so important because of that. I will be talking more about the midterms in the following days and, of course, the following weeks and months, because something that we need to address, because this is urgent. Urgent to keep America great.
Let's have proof of citizenship to register to vote. We have this one moment in history with Donald Trump at the helm, with a trifecta Republican government. I say nuke the gosh darn filibuster, pass law after law after law.
That interview went viral and senators went into action. Senator John Cornyn said he spoke to Leader Thune about the SAVE Act. Senators Katie Britt and Dave McCormick signed on as co-sponsors, and several others like Rick Scott ramped up his support publicly. Here is Senator Scott last week.
However we do this, all right, whether it's part of the spending bill this week, whether it's a separate bill, whether we have to stay there, you know, and do a standing filibuster, whatever it's going to take, we got to get this passed. We've got to secure our elections. I can't imagine a Republican senator that would vote against, you know, making sure that you have to have proof of citizenship to register to vote and to vote. Now,
Oh, sadly, well, I could imagine anyone voting against, because, you know, there's so many rhinos in there, but that's where you come in. Make sure to reach out to your senator, make sure to torment them, make sure that you want the SAVE Act passed, because we need safer and secure elections in the United States. Make elections great again. This is urgent and we need them right now. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the Power Pundit. Much love and